He was called a mighty hunter before the Lord, yet some claim he hunted men, not beasts. He founded the first post-flood empire, yet ended up scattered by divine decree. His name? Nimrod, king, conqueror, and, as some believe, the prototype of the coming Antichrist. Tonight, on Prophetic Mysteries, we travel beyond the pages of Genesis to uncover the epic story of Nimrod, an infamous figure whose shadow still looms over human history. Prepare for one of our deepest dives yet into rebellion, hidden knowledge, and ancient prophecies that may be more relevant today than ever before. Our story begins in the book of Genesis, chapters 10 and 11. After the Great Flood, humanity began to repopulate the earth. Genesis 10:8 through 10 introduces us to Nimrod. Cush begot Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one on the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord, and the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, in the land of Shinar. From just these few verses, countless theories have sprouted. Nimrod's name itself suggests rebellion. Some scholars say Nimrod derives from the Hebrew root marad, meaning to rebel. Was it a literal name or a descriptive title earned through conquest and disobedience? Nimrod's greatest construction project and his greatest act of defiance was the Tower of Babel. Genesis 11:4 records the people's ambition, "Come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower whose top is in the heavens. Let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered abroad over the face of the whole earth." According to the text, this construction was not just about tall architecture. It was the focal point of rebellion, a symbol of humanity's desire to become gods unto themselves. The Book of Jubilees adds that the tower was built with burnt bricks and soared to staggering heights before God intervened. A violent wind toppled it, and humanity's single language was replaced by many tongues, forcing them to scatter. While the Bible's account is concise, extra-biblical sources like the Book of Jasher add vivid detail, painting Babel as a metropolis of forced labor and idolatry under Nimrod's iron fist. One tradition claims Nimrod intended to scale heaven itself to confront God, an ultimate act of hubris that ended in catastrophic judgment. Nimrod's story doesn't end with Genesis. The Book of Jasher calls him a mighty man of valor who possessed garments once worn by Adam and Noah, garments that supposedly granted him supernatural strength. Some interpret this as literal clothing. Others see it as a metaphor for stolen authority. In Jewish lore, Nimrod is often depicted as the archetype of a proud, godless king. Some midrashic stories even link him with the fiery furnace incident involving Abraham, suggesting Nimrod ordered Abraham thrown into the flames for refusing to worship idols. The Talmud references Nimrod indirectly, connecting him to tyrannical power and idolatry. Meanwhile, Josephus explicitly blames Nimrod for turning people away from God, inciting them to trust in their own might. And then there's a controversial theory. Some claim Nimrod was actually the legendary Gilgamesh. The Epic of Gilgamesh features a mighty hero king of Uruk, one who seeks immortality and challenges divine boundaries. Could Nimrod's real identity echo through the Sumerian epics, or are these parallels simply coincidental? Scholars remain divided, but the speculation certainly fires the imagination. Perhaps the most off-the-wall theory, that Nimrod himself became a Nephilim. Genesis 6 describes how fallen angels sired hybrid offspring known as Nephilim, giants, tyrants who plunged the pre-flood world into chaos. Post-flood references to giants remain scattered throughout the Old Testament. But how could Nimrod, a post-flood figure, tap into Nephilim power? Some argue he performed dark rituals or used forbidden knowledge taught by the fallen watchers, a knowledge that might have survived the flood through occult traditions. The Book of Enoch, while it does not explicitly mention Nimrod by name, details the watchers' sin and the destructive secrets they imparted to mankind. Could Nimrod have harnessed those secrets to elevate himself beyond mere humanity? These theories, while speculative, highlight a recurring motif: powerful figures who attempt to reclaim pre-flood knowledge and dominion. For some, Nimrod is the ultimate example, a king bridging the human and the supernatural in defiance of God's order. When Babel fell, Nimrod's empire fractured, but his religious system may have scattered globally. Many scholars identify him with the earliest source of the mother-child cult, featuring Semiramis and Tammuz. A recurring pattern emerges in multiple pantheons: Nimrod as Marduk, Osiris, or Baal, Semiramis as Ishtar or Isis, Tammuz as Horus. In the Babylonian mysteries, high priests guarded secret rituals, esoteric knowledge, and star worship. These may have morphed into Egyptian mysticism, Greco-Roman mystery cults, and possibly even found their way into certain strands of modern occult practice. Some theorists claim that secret societies, like the Freemasons, ultimately ultimately trace their lineage back to Nimrod, allegedly revered as the first Grand Master. While mainstream historians dispute such claims, the symbolism of towers, unfinished temples, and all-seeing eyes do ring hauntingly reminiscent of Babel's legacy. We turn now to prophecy. Revelation 17 introduces Mystery Babylon, a global system of economic, political, and spiritual deception in the end times. Many believe Nimrod's empire was the seed of this future rebellion, making Nimrod a foreshadowing or prototype of the ultimate world dictator, the Antichrist. Both Nimrod and the Antichrist share striking parallels. Each rules a powerful, centralized empire. Each defies God's authority and encourages idolatry. Each aims to unite humanity under their banner in direct rebellion against the Creator. Some fringe theories even posit that the Antichrist could be the literal return or reincarnation of Nimrod. Revelation 17:8 refers to the beast that was and is not and yet is. Could Nimrod be that figure re-emerging in the last days? It's a sensational claim, but it illustrates just how influential Nimrod's legend has become. Fast forward to the 21st century, the push for global unity is stronger than ever. International alliances, digital currencies, even suggestions of a centralized world government. Technology grants unprecedented power, from artificial intelligence to genetic engineering. Some see this as a new Babel, built not from bricks but from code and data. Is humanity once again striving to reach the heavens, to ascend to godlike status through transhumanism, AI, or space colonization? If so, Nimrod's ambition lives on. The question remains, will we invite the same divine intervention that scattered Babel? Archaeologists have unearthed ziggurats across Mesopotamia, including the famed Etemenanki in Babylon, which many link to the Tower of Babel. Nebuchadnezzar II's inscriptions speak of restoring an ancient tower that reaches to the heavens, fueling speculation that he attempted to rebuild Nimrod's structure. Cuneiform tablets mention a mighty king who championed large-scale building projects, possibly referencing Nimrod. While direct physical evidence of Nimrod's reign is sparse, the layers of Mesopotamian history reveal a legacy of tower building, empire creation, and cultic practices that might reflect his footprint. Nimrod's story is a cautionary tale. It warns us of the dangers of pride, false unity, and turning away from God's design. It reminds us that even the grandest human endeavors can collapse under divine judgment if they're built on rebellion. Off-the-wall theories aside, Nimrod remains a potent symbol, a figure whose legacy threads through the tapestry of prophecy, myth, archaeology, and theology. For some, he is the father of globalism. For others, the first Antichrist. For many, he is a real historical ruler whose appetite for power shaped a formative era of human civilization. Will we see a repeat of Nimrod's kingdom in our lifetime? If Revelation's Mystery Babylon is any indication, the spirit of Babel is alive and well. The ultimate question is whether we recognize the signs, and more importantly, whether we choose humility before God instead of the path of pride. Before we close, there's one more angle to explore: Nimrod's alleged connection to certain Christmas traditions. While mainstream scholarship doesn't typically link Nimrod to the holiday, some fringe theories argue that elements of our modern Christmas celebrations stem from ancient Babylonian customs, which they claim originated with Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz. One controversial view states that December 25th was initially tied to the birth of Tammuz, believed to be the reborn Nimrod, long before it was adopted as the date to celebrate Jesus' birth. According to this theory, the evergreen tree symbolizes eternal life, much like Tammuz was said to be reborn after death. The Yule log is sometimes claimed to represent the dead Nimrod, burned to bring forth Tammuz the next day in symbolic resurrection. In reality, the historical evidence is far from conclusive. The December 25th date has multiple possible origins, including Roman pagan festivals like Saturnalia or Sol Invictus. However, certain Christian groups believe these festival elements were Christianized over time. While the Nimrod Semiramis Tammuz theory makes for compelling speculation, it's not widely accepted by mainstream historians. Despite the debate, the question is intriguing. Could some of our holiday customs be echoing the worship of a Babylonian king who once defied God? Or is this connection based on mere coincidence and conflated pagan traditions? Either way, this perspective adds yet another layer to the sprawling legend of Nimrod, tyrant, empire builder, and perhaps an unexpected figure behind certain holiday myths. For those who hold this view, it serves as a reminder to reflect on the true meaning of Christmas, centering on Christ's birth, rather than simply following inherited customs. Once again, Nimrod's story challenges us to consider how ancient beliefs can weave themselves into modern practices, often without our realization. From the fields of Shinar to the pages of Revelation, Nimrod's defiance marks a pivotal moment in human history. Perhaps no other post-flood figure has sparked so many legends, theories, and controversies. His empire scattered, but his influence still resonates through time, reminding us that the thirst for power, hidden knowledge, and rebellion against God can reshape entire civilizations. We hope tonight's episode has ignited your curiosity about the deeper mysteries behind Nimrod's life and legacy. Could he be the first Antichrist, the originator of secret societies, or simply the ultimate cautionary tale of pride before the fall? Join us next time on Prophetic Mysteries, where we continue to uncover biblical prophecies, ancient secrets, and the hidden forces shaping our world today. Subscribe for more biblical mysteries, prophecy, and hidden truths. Let's uncover the secrets of the past to prepare for the future.